Hi and welcome. My name is Natalia. I have Vicky here with me. I am a registered dietitian, also practice in functional medicine and nutrition. And Vicky was so awesome to share her story of and journey of success since we started working together. So, Vicky, I have some questions for you if you can share with the public and people who are maybe struggling the same way you were. What was the state of your overall health, digestive health, blood work, or weight, body composition before you and I started working together?
My digestive health was an absolute wreck. I had weight issues, chronically couldn't keep weight off. I was tired all the time, bloating, stomach aches. It was chronic. And I struggled also with acid reflux and GERD, had been on omeprazole for many years on a daily basis. And it was time to try to do something different. Something needed to happen because I was just continually tired and just could not move forward.
Got it. Got it. So it sounds like a lot of things needed, were needing attention. In
Yes.
which areas did you know you were stuck or needed help?
Well, I knew that I was stuck. I wanted to be off the omeprazole. It didn't seem to be helping anything. And with the stomach aches and the headaches and tired, for the longest time, I would just say, oh, it's just work and this and that. But I knew it was more than that. So, and weight, I was getting nowhere. But then after going on starting this journey with you, I realized that it was a lot to do with what I was putting in my mouth and in my body.
Thank you for sharing that. Tell me, why did you choose me to work with you as a dietitian, food and health coach?
I chose you because I had heard a lot of good things about you from a lot of different people, and these testimonials, like we're doing right now. Um, Also, you're on in the health network, which was also a plus for me. But I've just heard good things about you, and a lot of people have done well with what you've had them do. So I thought, well, I will admit, I was a little skeptical at first when we were talking about all these things, and I thought, oh, sure, yeah, right. Um, but having gone on this journey and being off the sugars, off the caffeine, off all the whites, changing the diet and introducing more water, I have felt better now than I have in a very, very, very long time.
I'm very glad to hear that. Just to clarify on that question, on that statement that you said that you were skeptical about and then you saw results, what specifically were you skeptical about? And then later, after doing this, you were like, all right, maybe.
Well, when you were talking to me about, oh, your gut health, that you have to repair it, you have to get rid of the bad bacteria and introduce the good stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, I've had all these tests and stuff because I'd had an issue some months back. And I'd gone through all the medical testing and stuff, and they never came up with anything. So I thought, okay, sure, this is going to be like another situation. But as it turned out, I was so wrong. I was dead wrong, because going on this regimen that you put me on for my gut health, going through that and changing up my diet and changing things, exercising a little more, um, I noticed very quickly that there was a difference. My stomach was much, much better within just a very short period of time. It didn't take months to get to that.
I'm glad. I'm glad. And yeah, I mean, I think what I presented for you when you came to see me was the gut balance, gut rebalance protocol, where I explain, we remove the bad guys that have taken over the gut, and then we replace what we need to replace, and then we repair, and then we bring in the good species with the repopulating, and then we relax. So yeah, it's an approach that for some people it sounds like what, but I'm glad that it made sense, and I'm glad that it's working out for you.
It did. It absolutely did. And I don't feel chronically fatigued like I was feeling. No longer the bloat. Um, I have lost 13 pounds through this journey. While I would like to lose more, I've at least kept this off. It hasn't been that yo-yo roller coaster thing. So I've been really happy with that. And some of the other items that you prescribed for me or recommended for me have worked out really, really well. especially the calcium, magnesium, and D. I needed that for the osteopenia that I have. And this is an excellent way to get that without having to choke down a horse-sized pill. I can take the liquid and it's been amazing. My Fibermin that you also recommended has been awesome. I'm not a big breakfast eater. You and I struggled with that in the beginning because I don't eat breakfast. There's a lot of things that I can't eat, that lactose issues. So with the Fibermin, I was able to make my drink in the morning, drink that, fills me up, keeps that kind of hunger thing at bay. And it's helped me continue to keep the 13 pounds off. Not, I need to go a little more, but at least I'm keeping the 13 pounds off.
I'm glad that I can provide alternatives that would work for you in terms of being practical and also that will help you reach your goals. Okay, so here's one question before the last one. What valuable things have you learned or mastered since we started working together?
I've learned to look at ingredients. You've pounded that very hard into my head and it finally sunk in. Looking at things, looking at the sugar content, making sure that what I'm putting in my mouth is going to help my gut. And while it has been difficult sometimes for me, it's also been eye-opening when you start looking at all the ingredients and the things that are in these items that we just take for granted, pull it off the shelf and go with it. So that definitely what I should be eating and how I should be eating has been an eye-opener. And by the mere fact that you are not judgmental. I've had some times where I have fallen. I haven't done probably as well as I should have. And the good thing with you is that you just talk about what I've eaten or what I've done and figure out, show it to me how I could do better, but not beat me up about it. So it's been a beautiful thing too, because I think we beat ourselves up enough.
We do, and sometimes we don't have enough self-compassion, and we just sometimes don't acknowledge that we're doing all that we can or that we're doing enough with what we have at hand. So that's always something that I keep in mind personally, and that when people have their struggles, just to let them know that it's okay and that it doesn't have to be perfect.
Absolutely. You just evaluated what I ate and it made me see, okay, I see what happened. I see why I didn't get the result that I was looking for. So it has really opened my eyes to what's on the back of these packages.
Good. That's eye-opening for many
For
people.
sure.
Good. All right, one last question, and you may have already mentioned it, but it really helps other considering working with me when they hear tangible results in terms of their weight, in terms of their gut health or their blood work or the way they think about food or go about food. So what would be something that you would want to share in terms of like the tangible, very specific things that have shifted for you?
Well, like I said, probably said earlier, I have lost weight doing this. The mere fact that I feel better and I'm not chronically fatigued for me has been an awesome thing. Weight loss, omeprazole, I'm not on that anymore. It really wasn't doing much apparently anyway. So just my overall health, the overall wellness, the feeling better, the getting up and having energy has been worth it. Knowing what foods to eat to help keep that energy up has been worth it. So I have learned how to eat better. Not that I don't on occasion do something bad, but I've learned to eat better. So my overall health, I feel so much better. And like I said, the weight loss, fatigue's gone, off the prescribed medications. So that to me is a win-win.
That's awesome. Great.
Yeah, I'm
great.
happy.
Thanks for sharing.
Sure.
Anything else that you want to share? Anything that you're more grateful for or that you appreciate from our work?
I'm just grateful for you. I'm grateful for the fact that you were willing to work with somebody who could be a little, hard to deal with sometimes. And I can't eat this and I can't do that. And what about this? And what about that? But you persevered through it too and pushed me through it, which is what I needed. So anybody that is wanting to get their gut health or just feel better in general, keep their weight, lose the weight, she's the one to go to.
Thanks, Vicky.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing your story and so far successful journey with everybody here, considering taking a step forward and gifting that to themselves.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.